and welcome to season 2 of the Working Mom Homeschooling Podcast, the podcast for workingmomhomeschooling.com, where our mission is to help homeschooling parents make money, maybe even have a career, while continuing to homeschool and without losing their sanity. My name is Julie, and I am your host and resident career coach today. I want to thank you all for joining us and listening in. I hope you're doing well. Today's episode is the coronavirus edition of our podcast. And if you are a member of our Facebook group or of our YouTube or Instagram page, you probably have seen some episodes, some videos that I have already done of this. So I'm not going to go into that again. If you guys have not seen those, I strongly encourage you to join our Facebook group where I've been sharing those. If you're new to homeschooling or to the Working Mom Homeschooling crowd, please join the Facebook group. We do a lot of chatting, trying to help each other out, and I encourage you to listen to all the other episodes. And now a word from a sponsor. Starting Tuesday, March 24th, Teachable is hosting a free 3-day online conference called the 2020 Reach Summit. In case you aren't familiar, Teachable is an amazing platform that allows you to build and sell digital products and courses without all the tech hassles of video hosting, setting up payment gateways, and having to custom code anything. Reach Summit is made up of 3 separate events, each customized to your unique needs. For content creators on March 24th, for freelancers and consultants on March 25th, and for coaches and tutors on March 26th. And again, it's all free. Check out the link in the show notes and sign up for your free pass right now. But first of all, we just wanted to kind of focus on right now in the midst of this coronavirus situation that we're dealing with. Many of you are stuck at home, unable to go into the office, or maybe are home for the first time and trying to home educate your kids and still get work done. We're about a week into this now, and so I just wanted to kind of give it a bit of a time and reach out to you about how we can deal with this. So about a week into this, we should be past the kind of freak out stage where all we can do is just kind of freak out and read social media incessantly. And really, it's 1 week in, it's Monday morning, and we're like, okay, now we have to kind of get serious. We need to kind of hunker down and kind of just work our way through this. We've got stuff to do, right? So in some of those videos inside the Facebook group and so on, we've talked about how to set up your home office, how to set up a routine, how to kind of like deal with the home educating part of this and so on. And so today, specifically, while we're all in the midst of this kind of weird situation, I know for me that working the routine and kind of having a little bit of structure to your day just makes life go better. And it kind of brings my own personal stress level down. So when everything is completely willy-nilly and there's absolute, my routine, my structure has been all kind of effed up, for no other better word to put it, then what do, right? That's usually when our stress levels go up. So for those of you that your whole life routine is really messed up, you're not able to go in the office, maybe your work is messed up, maybe some of you have been laid off or furloughed because of this and told to stay home, and then you have the added financial stress onto this. Well, what are we supposed to do? We can continue to stress out. That's a given. That's always an option, right? We can just kind of continue to freak. But the problem is, for those of us with kids, they're watching that and they're seeing how you're handling that. Kids learn by watching us, unfortunately. So we have to kind of keep that in mind, or at least I do. So how can I better teach my kids how to handle stressful situations, how to handle anxiety, and all that kind of great stuff? I wanted to kind of give you guys some tips and advice. I also want you to start thinking long term, because honestly, this is going to end at some point. I know it might not feel like that, but this isn't the end of the world. Things will go on. Right after 9/11, we all frankly thought, or at least I did, that, the world as we knew it was going to end, and it did to a little bit, but life went on. And every time there's a big crisis situation, I think that's one of the things about humanity is life does tend to go on. So in order to kind of stay positive and stay focused and find some sort of good about being stuck in the house nonstop, I wanted to come up with some ideas and some coping mechanisms and some things like that that could help you. First of all, I'm going to be sharing this on the site and through my email list. So if you're not on my email list, please go sign up right away. I have a organizational planner checklist type thing that I've been playing with. It's not really at what I would call the done stage quite yet. It's still kind of in the I'm messing around with it mode. But in the meantime, I wanted to share it with you guys, let you guys play around with it as well. Give me your feedback. And really what this is a checklist that you will be able to kind of either type in or print off and write in things that you need to do every day. So your Monday to do, your Tuesday to do's, your Wednesday, and so on. What does that mean? Well, Little House on the Prairie Land, there's this concept in one of the books that every chore has a day. And every day, everything has a place and a place for everything, right? That's kind of how it comes in my mind. For example, if I get paid on Wednesdays, then balancing the checkbook and paying bills is on Thursdays. That's kind of just a natural routine that my life has ended up in. And so now instead of it just kind of being ad hoc, I'm going to kind of, create a process around that and build some processes into my normal everyday life as well. So really this is an almost blank checklist sheet for you to fill in for yourself. There are spaces for you to kind of put your regular to-dos for each particular day. Again, your things that you do every Monday morning, things you do every Monday afternoon, Tuesdays and Wednesdays. And this is your typical to-do list stuff. Paying the bills, remembering to send out a certain email, updating your calendar for the week. For me, it's podcasts and business. Some of my entrepreneurial business things that I have to do on a regular basis. Why do I do this? Because frankly, if I don't write it down, I will absolutely forget to do it. So I have to write it down. And so this is kind of my just exercise and trying to figure out and come up with some sort of system for myself. I also have a kind of a blank for the kids. There's certain activities you've got to remember to do every day, certain things for the kids you need to remember to do every day. These are the ongoing, happens every week, it happens every day kind of things, not kind of let's make a brand new checklist and brand new to do for today, every single day. That's different. This is more of kind of the regular everyday processes and just trying to create systems for yourself. I also have a section for you to create a thing for this week's project, and it's completely open-ended. And for me, that is, I pick something that I need to get done that week. That's my number one priority, and that's what I work on. So I have a section for that where you can create all the to-dos and all those kind of things just to focus on that quote-unquote project for the week, which we'll go into a little bit more. And then I have the regular, health reminders. How many glasses of water did you drink? Have you done your exercise today? If you're kind of counting your steps, how many steps did you get done today? Literally, all of this is just so you remember to actually get all of those little bitty nonsense things that are almost too little bitty and too much nonsense to write in your calendar, but you never remember to do them anyway. That. So if you're doing your laundry, if like you have a laundry day and you do all of your laundry on one day, or you want to remember to drop off your dry cleaning every single day or whatever it might be. So this is kind of my personal thing that I've been playing around with. And again, it's not going to be the completed form. It's just what I've been using up until this point. And I wanted to share it with you guys to give yourself a bit of routine. So what does that mean? Well, for those of you who have been pulled completely out of your routine and you don't have that work calendar to tie you down and to keep yourself organized, some semblance of that. These are those to-dos that need to be done every day, but really don't attach themselves to a specific time in a calendar. You're kind of random to-dos. And so give yourself a little bit of structure, give yourself a little bit of kind of just sitting down with yourself organizational system of how you want to go through the next few weeks. That in itself for me has always been kind of an anchor to help me kind of give myself some routine and make sure I'm staying on top of things, honestly, just so I can mark it off. It makes me feel better. If I can mark off that I've updated my calendar for the week, I've sent out my bills, I've gone through all my receipts and invoices I need to send out for my business. I've ordered the stuff I need to order online as far as groceries or whatever. It just makes me feel better to mark things off. There's something like psychologically, I don't know, it's something like you honestly it just feels good when you do that. So I'm giving that away for free right now. It'll be going out through the email list. So if you are not on my email list, now's the time to join, guys. Go to my website. You can do that. Really easy. Now, remember I mentioned something about quote unquote this week's project. Well, here's the thing, guys. We don't know how long this is going to last. And to think about this a little bit more positively, I want to emerge on the other side of this better than what it was when we went into this. Okay, just so put that in your mindset. So if this is going to be 2 weeks from now, or 4 weeks from now, or God forbid, 8 weeks from now or longer, I would hope that when we come out on the other side, we're in a better situation than when we went in. What in the world can we do to set ourselves up to come out on the other side of this better than we were when we started this thing? And maybe that could be a billion different things depending on your situation. Things like, maybe look at your goals list. For those of you who went through the goals exercise with me at the very beginning of the year, go pick one of those goals that you're like, okay, this is the absolute long shot. This is probably not going to happen, but I wish it would. Pick that thing and start it today. If it was to write that book or to put out that course or to take that certification or learn a language or whatever it is, that's your brand new project. Do that. The thing that you thought you would never get around to in your normal everyday schedule, that's the thing you want to work on right now. Because now all of a sudden, hopefully you have all this time on your hands. Even if you don't have a lot of time on your hands, if you're having to work and educate your kids and do all this from home right now, you're going to find extra pockets of your day because you're not having to commute. And if you're anything like me, the Washington, D.C. area, man, that could be a 45-minute to a 2-hour commute one way. Imagine how much time you're going to save in your life, okay? So how can you set yourself up for success for once this is over? How can you redeem this we're stuck in the house time? That's kind of really what's been going through my head recently, is that concept of how could I redeem this time that I'm stuck in the house other than going completely flat crazy, which is frankly highly possible at this point. So here's some things that we can do. First of all, get your spring cleaning done. Yes, all of those tasks that we frankly avoid or we quote unquote never have time for, we might do the basic spring cleaning, like flipping of clothes, from season to season. Maybe we clean out the garage and then stop, or whatever it might be. But think about all those things on that spring cleaning list that you never do, like cleaning the oven. I just started some stuff to boil so I could clean the sinks because there's that weird smell in the kitchen. Or like I ran a cycle to clean the washing machine because again, there's that kind of funky smell in there and I'm not really sure where it's coming from. So maybe do some of those tasks that you never frankly get around to because nobody really wants to, the spring cleaning task. Get it out of the way. Think about how much better your life is going to feel 2 weeks from now, 4 weeks from now, if all of that was done. Add in some organization, some purging projects in there. Last week, I organized and scrubbed down and purged and cleaned the pantry. And it's so pretty now, and I'm scared to let my family even touch it. But it's so organized. Do something like that. Just pick one thing. Okay, for those of you that are continuing to have to work right now, don't pick 50. Pick one. Okay? Get one done for the week. Don't pick, again, don't pick one for every day if you don't have that kind of time. Just pick one, and then every time you get a couple extra minutes, go work on it until it's done. Maybe the wish list projects. If you're like me and you like to collect Pinterest projects and you've been like maybe purchasing things for projects for when I have time and when I'll get to it, and you've got that pile of stuff sitting there for when you do get time, well, now you have all this kind of time. So work your way through some of those projects and get some of them done. For me, it's been like putting pictures actually up on the walls and maybe doing some of those organizational projects, creating the meal plan calendar, whatever it might be. Get some of those things done. Again, maybe you think about your professional life, okay? What would set you up once this is all over for success, once all of this is over? If you emerged and got back into the office or got back into the regular swing of things 4 weeks from now, would put you in a stronger position than you are in today. For many of you, that's going to be build a skill. And if for some of you are concerned about what your job situation and what the economy is going to look like once this is all over, and you're concerned about how that's going to affect your job, some of the best things you can do right now is go build that skill or learn that computer program or learn that software or get a certification class or whatever it might be that's going to help you be stronger in the job search. Okay, do it right now. Also make sure your resume and your LinkedIn are completely up to date. Start building your network and rewarming up your network right now while all of this is going on and everybody has all of this extra time in their hands. Get it done now so once this is all over with, you emerge ready to take on the day and seize the day. That is going to put you ahead of everyone else who's spent the past however many weeks freaking out and then they have to go set themselves up for success. No, do it now, get it out of the way. So once this is all over with, you can jump into the job search and get ahead of everyone else, get ahead of your competition. For my business entrepreneurs, my solo entrepreneurs who are freaking out about this right now, I don't blame you, okay? This is a very unsettling time to be a business owner. But this can, again, think about how we can redeem this time as part of our business. For example, I've seen a lot of businesses kind of do that live feed, and I've even seen some people like selling stuff and kind of doing like live feed sales right off their Facebook page. So watch these folks in their Facebook centers, go into these marketplace things and see how you can manipulate social media to become a new part of your business. And what things are you not doing in social media because in the normal everyday stream of things you don't have the time? What could you be adding in and again setting yourself up for success? It could be a great thing, frankly, for you to review your business plan. Life is going to be different than it was before after this is all over with. So you need to start making your business plans and business contingency plans. You're going to need to update them for kind of what our new normal is going to look like later on. So at some point, this is all going to be over, and then what? You need to start making your business plans in mind. Even for those of you who are not technically a business owner or an entrepreneur, if anything else has shown us is that, frankly, many of us live in a precarious financial situation. Even if we thought we had security in our job and certain things, stuff like coronaviruses happen, stuff like, major disasters happen, and so on. So our financial situations are frankly never 100% secure unless you are just independently wealthy. So it might be a great thing to do as a family. Think of your family as a corporation, as a business, and how can you diversify that family/business income? Maybe that's, homeschoolers or teachers out there. Maybe you're going to look at like kind of the part-time gigs to bring in. Maybe you're going to kind of create a course that you could be doing online and have it recorded even so that once you go back to your quote unquote regular everyday, it can still be earning money for you. Maybe you're going to look for, if you love to make handouts, and you're really good at making really interesting, unique, new handouts for your classrooms, maybe you go on Teachers Pay Teachers or other forums like that and start uploading some of those so that when all of this is over, those things can be building revenue, new revenue streams and new income streams for you. So think about are there ways that you can create new revenue streams for your family, new revenue streams for your business, and so on. Honestly, I even saw a course online last week about how to set up your home for Airbnb, if you have extra living space, and so on. Frankly, I thought that was fascinating. I had never thought about taking a course in that, even though I use Airbnb all the time. So, think about what might be new ways that you can make the family income work for you. That might frankly be doing finishing your taxes this week. Maybe that's one of your projects. If you have not finished your taxes, might as well, because couldn't we all use the tax refund right now? That would be great. So think about what you can do to bring in new income, new revenue streams, diversify that if possible. Again, that might not be an overnight sensation. That might be something you have to build for and kind of set up and go into. So if you've always had that kind of book or handout or course, whatever those things might be, this is a really good time to spend this time and redeem this time to build those new income revenue streams for you going forward. That would set you up in a better situation once you came out of this. And if it's not those things, if it's not kind of the home projects, if it's not building your skills and building your resume, maybe go back and look at that goals list and see, maybe you didn't think big enough this year. Maybe you need to add new things or revise it based on the current situation, whatever it might be. So please don't hesitate to make sure you're really trying to redeem this time and take advantage of all of this. Be sure you get that handout. That's the freebie, the weekly checklist, the weekly planner and organizer. And also, one quick aside, Teachable, and I've been sending some emails out about this. Teachable is doing a free online conference starting this week about building your own courses. So if that is something you are interested in, I highly recommend Teachable. I think it's a great program, and I think it's a really easy setup. It's very easy to learn. It's very easy to do. And for your customers, it's very easy for them to use as well. Make sure you take advantage of that free conference to learn everything you can this week. So as I wrap up our episode today, I want to thank you all for listening in. There are a ton of great podcasts out there, but you chose to spend your time here with me, so thank you. Please be sure to check out all the show notes for links to my site, workingwhilehomeschooling.com, and all of the great ways that you can connect with me online. And I do appreciate our listener supporters. So if you've enjoyed today's podcast, you too can support us with a small monthly donation that's going to help me continue with great content and interviews like you've been hearing here on the Working While Homeschooling podcast. Just check out our show notes for the link and also the links to the Teachable conference. We appreciate your online reviews, all of you that have been subscribing to our podcast. Thank you to all of you who have been sharing this with your homeschooling friends. If you know someone that you think would be a great guest of our podcast, please let me know at julie@workingwhilehomeschooling.com. Thank you for listening in today. And please, everyone, please make sure you join us in our Facebook group for continuing conversation.